Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late June, moving into early July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aries collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you got for Aries gang in late June, early July? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries gang in late June, early July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's have some fun today, my good friends. We're going to have a good time, hopefully, right? Oh, there we go. Cool. So this card does connect with time, or the construct of time, which, I mean, that's a big type of topic that we can talk all about. Now, sometimes this card could be like waiting around or a little bit, but I think of time restrictions or the flow of time itself when this card is here. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady here. She's wearing her hood with the hourglass and the sand slipping through her fingers. Now, again, this could be something very simple where it's like, all right, I'm just waiting. So either you or somebody else might be in a holding pattern or just holding off when it comes to something. That's very possible with this. But when I think of the construct of time, I always am intrigued by how people experience it in different ways. Some similar to like certain days, it feels like it takes forever and it's dragging. Sometimes it feels like, oh, where'd the day go? Where'd the year go? Where'd the last decade go? Right? So there could be time constraints or the construct of time tied into whatever situations you might be going through. Worst case scenario, yes, this energy could feel like it's wasting time. Sometimes it could feel a little bored. It could be a little impatient. But sometimes this could show up when it's like, hey, you are on the right timeline. You're moving how things need to move. That's the best case scenario with this, where it's like, even if you feel like you're late, you're really not. So I think this can be good. But yeah, watch out for those days where it feels like they just fly by or they take forever. But we're just going to put her down right there. I mean, maybe you're waiting on something. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Aries gang. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was tied into communication, and the reading was titled Big Emotional Talk. Now, to me, it did feel a little bit like a venting session or getting something off your chest or just having a weight come off of your shoulders, which it felt good to me. It felt very cathartic. So just know, even if you haven't had that in the past week or so, that could still bleed over, where you might be diving deep when you talk to certain people or be dealing with a lot of things that have emotional responses. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going here. 3 cards for Aries gang to start us off. What do we got? In late June, early July, starting with the 6 of Pentacles. That's usually pretty good. That's great for like work, money related things. That's always a pretty giving, very open type of flow. So I think that's good. Even though it's earth and earth energy moves a little bit slow, to me it's like a slow flow. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we got the Page of Swords, the Watcher of the tarot deck. This energy could be a little cautious, but it also popped out with the Three of Wands. Interesting. So that's similar to that waiting energy we saw with the first card. So again, I'm not sure if this is you or somebody else. There could be a certain anticipation I'm picking up here on the back end. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like that paints a picture and it frames the reading and tells us how the energy is going to flow. And we have a pretty good mixture this week. It's not too heavy one way or another, because if we have all one element, then the energy could get a little clogged up, a little claggy, right? We got earth, air, fire. Cool. That's a nice mixture of things. Now, when it comes to earth, that represents results. It represents stability and security. I think of the material world when we have earth energy here. So we think of work, money, business, finance, investments, home, and family. So the material world around us, pretty cool. It's usually stable. And I like that it could tie in with routine and predictability. That's good. But the downside to Earth, it could be very, very slow. Sometimes it could be stubborn. Sometimes it could be an energy that feels like it's not making forward progress. So we want to see, is this stubborn or not? Now, I do feel like there is a flow to it. That's what makes me happy. But we'll see when we clarify. In the center here, we have air. That's an element that works very well with Aries energy. Fire and air usually mix well. But when it comes to air, that's very logical, pragmatic, strategic, planned out. It's smart, super intelligent type of energy. This could also deal with either giving or receiving information. So whether there's certain things you're trying to figure out, try to put together, try to know why did this happen that way, or I don't know. It could be an investigator sometimes, but air is also the communication suit. So just like we saw the communication last week, it could still be very prominent here, especially in the center. The downside to air is that it could be a little cold-hearted sometimes. Sometimes it could be a little flighty or a little flaky, but to me, it's like very clinical, right? Like it's thinking with logic as opposed to the heart. So we want to see what's going on here. It can be a little harsh. And on the back end, boom, we got the fire. That's the Aries power element. That's the Aries comfort zone. This is the realm of action. So whether it's the actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions you want to take, I think of health, energy levels, vitality. Usually fire is a high vibrational type of energy, which moves quite fast. The only downside, and yeah, it could deal with like motivation and get up and go, but the only downside to fire is that it could be very unpredictable, right? It could be a little explosive where something looks like it's going one way and then it does a little turn, especially right next to the air. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the Six of Pentacles. Now, we went through all the elemental stuff, so we'll just keep it simple here. We see this individual with the scales in his hand, and he's giving out pentacles to these people. I would say it's like very open, very giving. It's a charitable type of energy. Yes, it could speak about fairness and balance, so whether you're taking a balanced approach to something or spirit's urging you to do so, where it's like one step at a time. Just let it flow. Do not force. This is a huge card of not forcing something and just letting it flow how it needs to. So I do like it. It is one of my cards of gift giving as well. So I know we're not even close to Aries season right now. So whether you're giving or receiving a gift, that might be in play for some people. Now, when it comes to partnerships and connections, this card could speak about equality, equal give and take, both people putting in a similar amount. So I do like this energy. The only downside to the Six of Pentacles that I usually link it to, it could sometimes be an energy where effort is lopsided, where you might be giving too much, or someone might be giving too much, or this could be an energy that's too nice, too kind, lets things slide. So we want to keep a close eye on this. Now, speaking of keeping a close eye, we get to the center. Well, I get this guy tucked back in by the amethyst, and we have the Watcher of the Tarot deck right smack in the center. We have the Page of Swords. Now, I always say when it comes to all pages, they represent students and messengers. So this is a huge card of communication, not to mention the suit of communication here. This could be an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But the Page of Swords is a little bit defensive, right? It's a little bit cautious. So when I see it with the Six of Pentacles, it's like, I'm keeping a very close eye on this. So whether that's Spirit saying like, hey, Aries, keep an eye on this situation, keep an eye on this person. Maybe you are under the microscope in one area of life. That's very possible when the Page of Swords is here. Now, it can also be a conversational energy, though, too. So that's something we'll keep in mind. Is it another talk? Is it a message of some sort? We'll keep an eye on it. The only downside to the Page of Swords, it could be an energy that overthinks sometimes, and it could also be too defensive, right? Where, like, sometimes when we're trying to let energy flow, like right here in the front end, we try to force. This energy is not really doing much, right? Now, we move to the very back end, we have the Three of Wands. And I usually like this card. This is one of my cards of manifestation, creation. There's a certain magnetism here where it's like we're pulling things towards us. And what's the person doing? They're waiting, right? Now we see the ships off in the background. That's what I'm saying. This could be anticipation, where it's like, oh, something's coming in, or something's right there. It's almost within arm's reach, just a little bit more. That's like the energy that this card carries. It could also deal with travel and distance and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of small little messages that we can pull from this, but it is Also strategic. So like when I get it next to the Page of Swords and the Three of Wands, it's like very strategic, very planned out, very step by step. So we need to see if there is some sort of aspect of planning when we get into the clarifiers. Now the downside of the Three of Wands is that this energy could feel like it's wasting its time. Sometimes it could be very impatient, or it could even feel stuck. So that's something we need to keep an eye on. But I want to dive deeper on all of it, Aries. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Aries gang. What's happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that Six of Pentacles? Let's see what that has. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Six of Pentacles. Where's that Six of Pentacles here? Thank you. Cool. Wow. Wow, that's huge, Aries. So we have the Sun in the upright, the most positive card in the whole entire deck. This feels absolutely luscious to me. This feels like great energy coming in towards you. Now, for some of you, yes, these are both cards that could connect to karma or karmic energy. So could this be a karmic reward or a karmic blessing? Very possible. But there's not much else we could glean from this combination of cards other than a win or a victory. Now, I always say wins, victories, they come in all different shapes and sizes, whether it's, you know, interpersonal relationships, work, money, business, finance. Like this all just feels very rewarding to me. It's like the warm and fuzzies. That's what this has given me on the inside, which I think is great. I'll claim it. You guys know I'm an Aries too. I'll take this all day. But I want to see what else is coming up. Now, the Sun. It's Leo energy. If you're connected to Leo, I see this as source energy. So light, life, and love that shines down on us. Best case scenario. It is fire energy. So the only downside to the Sun is that it's very, very intense. It's very intense. So like underneath the Six of Pentacles and the Sun, could this be an explosive winner victory? Very possible. It's like once you let it flow, everything comes rushing in all at once. So we got great energy up here in the front. We'll claim it. We'll take it. It's giving me the warm and fuzzies. It's happy. So let's see how it all plays out, though, because we have this energy in the center that seems to be observing it, right? So we're gonna keep it moving. We're not gonna overcomplicate it. It's good energy. We'll take it. Let's see what the Page of Swords has. See what that page is doing here. That's just great. It really is. So why is the page here? That could be a great outcome in a lot of different areas. Seriously. So why is that Page of Swords here? Super optimistic. Okay. I think I've seen this maybe a few weeks ago. So we have the Six of Cups in reverse underneath it. Now, the Six of Cups is a card that I absolutely connect with to the past. Like it's a card of memories. It could also be soul ties, soul connections. This energy seems to be like on the outside looking in, if that makes sense. So again, I'm not saying it's you. It could be somebody else where it's like I'm observing from a distance, or it's like I'm on the outside looking in at all this, which is unique. So hopefully that's not something difficult where someone might feel like they're missing out on something. Like that's super unique. It's like, oh yeah, I should be there, or I wish I could have a piece of that too. It's so unique. Now I don't think it tanks the whole reading. I don't want to say that there's somebody sitting in the corner being super jealous or anything like that, but it is an energy that feels like it might be missing out. That's the best way I could put it. Now, if we put that message completely to the side, Page of Swords with the Six of Cups in reverse, there could absolutely be a variety of different things that are making a big return in this time. So whether it's a person you haven't heard from in a long time, a situation, I don't know, it's just an energy that comes back up, but it's very cautious to pop back up. That's the vibe I'm getting here. Yeah, there's this watching too, and I really want to see what's up when we get to the Three of Wands, because it's like, all right, I'm keeping a close eye on this. I've seen things, you know, it's like wisdom through experience. So we're getting a lot of stuff right here in the center. We have the watching, we have the observing, we have an energy that feels like it's missing out and potentially something popping back up. So that's a whole mouthful. We're going to keep it moving, right? Yeah, I hope it's not like a jealous type of energy. I don't know why it feels like it's missing out on something. But let's go in on the Three of Wands. We're going to see what that has. That's super unique. I can't remember the last time I got something like that. But let's see what the Three of Wands has. And we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. So why is that Three of Wands in the mix? Thank you. Yeah, wow. This energy, in the center is just sandwiched by beautiful, beautiful stuff. We have the Ace of Cups in the upright underneath this Three of Wands. It's like, oh yeah, no, this energy is coming in. It's coming towards you. And I noticed this a few times a year for different signs where it's like certain times of the year we're less magnetic, certain times of the year we're much more magnetic, and this energy is like pulling things in. So now's a great time for manifestation, prayer, creating your reality. We're not going to go too far down that rabbit hole, but for everyone that knows, you know what I'm talking about. With the manifestation card and the Ace of Cups, it's great. Now, the Ace of Cups is very similar to the Page as well. They can be communication and talks. But to me, it's like, oh yeah, here it comes. Here it comes, Aries. There's something coming to you, which is good. So the outer edge of this whole entire reading is just beautiful, beautiful energy. And even the middle, I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing. It's just like being very cautious and keeping a close eye on something. So we're going to have to see what's going on here. But I think most of this reading is claimable for sure. And it's like, oh, yeah, you want it, you got it. You've wanted this for a long time. Here it comes, Aries. So hopefully it's a good thing, right? But let's go through and do a quick recap. Great new, fresh type of energy this week. So I would take advantage of it while you can. But let's go through and do a recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. If you kindly look in the box position number one, we start off on a really beautiful, strong footing. We have the Six of Pentacles with the Sun, just very open, very flowing, very giving. I did say it could be like an explosive wind, especially it's like once you just let it flow and release control, everything happens at once. So I think it's great. It could just be a blanket statement like karmic blessing or win too. It's just really good. Moving to the middle, we have the Page of Swords with the Six of Cups. That's the only little touch of funkiness I'm picking up because it's an energy that might feel like it's missing out on something. So watch out for like FOMO, fear of missing out, because someone could be feeling that. A variety of things or people situations could pop back up in this time. So maybe it's a good time to reconnect with people. That's very possible. Um, but there's also a cautious approach here in the center. On the back end, we just pick back up where we left off with more beautiful energy. We have the Three of Wands just hanging around waiting with the Ace of Cups, the magnetic energy pulling things towards it. And it is giving me like a here it comes or here they come type of vibe where it's like you wanted it, you got it. That's what you want, Aries. Here you go. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for Aries gang. I like that reading for the most part. Even if you're a cross watcher, that's a good thing. Yeah, let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this going here. What do we got for Aries gang? What do we got for Aries gang? Thank you. Cool. Three of Wands. So we do have this theme that's been showing up throughout the whole reading. We have the lady with the hourglass that was kind of just waiting and being patient. We have the Three of Wands right here in the main spread. And even in the shadows, we have the Three of Wands. So that is a consistent theme that maybe there is something Spirit wants you to be patient with, or just hold your horses, or let something come to you. That's the vibe, especially with what we're getting with the magnetism. This is a theme we've seen sprinkled in. Now, I will speak about the Three of Wands in its shadow sense, since it is a shadow card. Again, watch out for the feelings of, am I wasting my time? Am I waiting for nothing? Am I putting this energy in for nothing? Because there could be a variety of certain things where it's like, is this a whole waste of my time? Right? This could be a very impatient card too. Remember, it's fire. So even though the energy is waiting around, there's like this energy building up. So watch out for frustration. Watch out for saying, you know what, screw this, I'm just going to do it, because this energy can get very impulsive too. So I would just watch the impulse control. But in the positive sense, we have energy coming your way. So I think that's a pretty good thing. So we're going to put that down right there, my good friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My June calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the June subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice. The winners, which will be 3, will have a choice between either the Everyday Witches Tarot, which is a lovely tarot deck, one of my all-time favorites, or you can choose a custom pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards in the deck, Which one do you feel represents you and your energy best? You could even pick multiple if you'd like. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab /post tab. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.